The morning sun bathed our porch in gold, but the air turned cold when the white SUV rolled up. Two men in beige uniforms stepped out, their boots crunching gravel like a warning shot. One slapped a neon sticker on my father's wheelchair ramp condemned, non-compliant structure, while the other gripped a drill, ready to tear it apart. My dad, Walter, watched from the doorway, his hands trembling on his chair's armrests. That ramp wasn't just wood and bolts, it was his last shred of freedom, built with my brother Ethan during a spring when Dad could still hold a pen. They'd argued over angles like engineers, crafting a slope that let him roll into the world without begging for help. Now, these strangers were calling it a violation, threatening to tow it like scrap. But they didn't know we were watching, or that cameras were rolling when they crept back at 4:30 a.m. with crowbars. What happened next didn't just save the ramp, it shook the town to its core. I was in the kitchen, filling the kettle, when I heard the tires. Peeking through the blinds, I saw them, one tall and wiry, clipboard in hand, the other stocky, a tool belt dangling. No official plates, just a magnetic sign, Community Standards Unit. My stomach twisted. We weren't in an HOA district. This ramp violates code 3.2.7. The tall one barked, not looking up. Non-permanent structures visible from the street. I stormed out, barefoot. This isn't an HOA neighborhood. He waved a fake citation. 2023 covenant override. You got 3 notices. Lies. Dad's eyes widened from the doorway, his voice a rasp from his stroke. You can't take it. The stocky one sneered. We've called the tow unit for the ramp and that car. My sedan, parked legally. That's my father's lifeline, I shouted. He's disabled. The tall one's fake sunglasses gleamed. 10 minutes, we're done. Stand aside. Ethan appeared like a ghost, fresh from deployment, his eyes sharp with desert-honed instinct. What's this? He asked, voice low but lethal. The tall one faltered. Compliance matter. Stay back. Ethan stepped closer. No HOA here. You're trespassing. He ripped the badge off the stocky one's chest, plastic, cheap, a prop. The air shifted. 30 seconds to leave, Ethan said, or this is federal. The men backed off, but the tall one hissed. We'll be back with enforcement. Ethan didn't blink. Bring cameras. Dad's ramp wasn't just function, it was defiance. After his second stroke stole his right side, he and Ethan built it with precision, a monument to his stubborn pride. My ma, Melon, gone 2 winters ago, used to tease she'd tow him up it with her truck. Her sweater still hung on her chair by the window, like she might walk back in. Every morning, I wheeled Dad out to watch the streetway kids on bikes, Mrs. Larson's yappy dog. It was our ritual, our fortress. Now, these men had marked it like trash. That day, Dad barely touched his lunch, staring out the window, humiliated. Ethan paced, checking locks, photographing tire tracks. Their radios were fake, he muttered. No signals. I'll show. Online, we found stories. A widow's mailbox ramp towed in Ohio, a veteran's solar panels sighted in Nevada, same SUV, same scam. One post chilled me, they came back at night. Ethan wired motion sensors and cameras by midnight, his CERVYC knife and flashlight on the table. They'll try again, he said. We slept in our clothes, every creak a jolt. At 4:07 a.m., the alert pinged. Through the grainy feed, we saw the same men, Crowbar and Dolly, moving like thieves. Ethan was at the door before I could stop him. The porch light blazed, pinning them like roaches. The tall one pried at the ramp's base, the stocky one unfolded the dolly. Put it down, Ethan said, voice ablade. They froze. You shouldn't be out here, the tall one growled. You're trespassing, Ethan shot back. And you're done. He raised his phone, live streaming. Say hi to 20,000 followers. The crowbar clattered to the ground. This is the wrong house, Ethan said, stepping forward. You target the elderly, the disabled people you think won't fight. Not here. The stocky one reached for his belt-a-phone, he claimed. Don't, Ethan warned. I stepped out, shaking but furious. That ramp's how my father lives. You came to rip it up like garbage. Sirens wailed in the distance. Sit, Ethan ordered, pointing to the curb. They obeyed, faces pale. 2 cruisers rolled up, silent but swift. Deputy Hargrove, a grizzled veteran, took Ethan's phone. Military? He asked. Reserve, Ethan replied. Hargrove nodded. Clean work. The tall one bolted, tripping over Mom's tacky garden Nomi, a leering cowboy with a lasso. He face-planted, cuffed by Deputy Ruiz, a young officer who moved like she'd been waiting for this. Pressing charges? Hargrove asked. Absolutely, Ethan said. Stream it. The stocky one whined. We were just following orders. Whose? Hargrove pressed. Silence. Ruiz bagged fake citations from their SUV, matching others across the county. As they were loaded into cruisers, Dad watched from the porch, his slumped posture gone, a faint smile breaking through. By noon, Ethan's stream hit 600,000 VYUs, the gnome of VY Ralstar. News vans swarmed. Ethan told Channel 7. They loot dignity from the vulnerable widows, vets, the VYing. This isn't one ramp, it's a racket. Stories poured in. A mailbox ramp towed, a gnome cited for Dula 250. The suspects, Carl Vance and Roy Tatum, worked for a Shell LLC, CIVYC Order Solutions, tied to a PO box. Leaked emails revealed a county official, Victor Hensley, pushing VY sole uniformity to erase rehab zone, aesthetics ramps, AIDS, anything hinting at disability. His words, excessive accessibility lowers values. The public roared. Petitions hit 80,000 signatures. Lawsuits piled up. The trial was a spectacle. Vance and Tatum got 7 years for fraud, impersonation, and elder abuse. Vance cracked, naming Hensley and 2 officials who trained them to target soft homes. They said ramps make streets look like clinics, he testified. Dad exhaled in the gallery, his first real breath in months. A class action suit followed, refunding fines, settling mortgages for VY Tims. An anonymous donor rebuilt every stolen ramp, but Dad had a wilder demand. I want them to rebuild mine. Let them sweat for my freedom. The DA, citing restitution laws, agreed. A week later, Vance and Tatum arrived in orange vests, wrists marked, under guard. Neighbors watched like it was a parade, sipping iced tea, live streaming. Ethan's super VY said, barking. That slopes off, redo it. Dad sat on the porch, eyes like a hawk 3 days straight. Kids whispered. That's the guy who got his ramp back. On the final day, Dad rolled down the new ramp wider, stronger, and stopped before the men. Now you get slope ratios, he rasped. Laughter erupted, not cruel but triumphant. Vance blinked back a tear. A neighbor stenciled the ramp, built by broken hands, restored by steady ones. The ramp line grew 42 ramps reinforced countywide, painted with names, lit by solar markers. Dad's got a plaque, for Walter, by those who stand. He stood once, briefly, gripping the rail, whispering, Tell your mom she'd be proud. The county rewrote laws, but the real change was the street alive with defiance. Pro-VYing accessibility isn't a blemish but a badge. Dad's smile, sharp and fierce, said it all. They feared the wrong people.
If you were the one in this story, how would you react? Would you stand up and fight back, or accept the unreasonable pressure and control from the HOA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this VY Deo with more people. Your small action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you more intense and engaging stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next VY Deo.